One on my end. We'll get moving here. Full body stretch. 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to start standing. Hands are going to be on top of your thighs. Feet are about shoulders apart. And then all we're doing here is some nice big shoulder rolls. So I want you to roll those shoulders forward, up and around. So exaggerate these. Okay, especially if you've been sitting, kind of slumping those shoulders. Nice big rolls. Nice exaggerated movements. Kind of relaxing those shoulders on the way down. Nice big squeeze as you roll them forward. And then I want you to change direction. So backwards to forwards. And again, exaggerate this roll. Make it as big as you possibly can. Get those shoulders moving and grooving. Good. Good. We'll do one more big circle here, bringing those shoulders back to center here. Allow them to relax. We're going to tilt the neck left shoulder to left ear, and then bring it right back up, and then we're going to drop it to the right. So we're going to move between these two, maybe hold each way about 2 to 3 seconds. And again, focusing on relaxing those shoulders down, back and forth. One side feels a little bit tenser than the other. I encourage you to hold it maybe a few seconds longer, back and forth. We'll do one more each side. And then we're going to do the same thing, tilting the chin to the chest. So from the side here, and then tilting that head back. So forward, backwards. And every time you're in one of these positions, kind of letting yourself rest for 2 to 3 seconds, and then changing to the next position. And again, if something feels a little bit more tense, I encourage you to hold it just a little bit longer. We'll do one more each way. Good. We're going to head back to center. We're going to do a full rotation. So left ear to left shoulder, and then nice big roll. So nice big clockwise roll here. Hitting all directions. And again, if you hit a spot that's a little bit more tense, kind of hold it a little bit extra. Nice big rotation. And again, relaxing those shoulders down. And then we're going to change directions now. So counterclockwise. Big rotations, getting that chin all the way down to the chest. Getting that chin high to the sky when we're rolling that neck back. One more big circle here. Bring that head back to center. Rolling out those shoulders. We're going to start stretching out our arms here. So crossing that right hand across the body, grabbing it with the left. And with that left hand, I want you to pull. Okay, so pulling that right hand, right arm, as close to the chest as you can get it. Make sure you keep that right hand straight. Okay, use some of that left hand strength to pull nice and close. Then I want you to rotate that right palm down. Add a little different flare in there. Stretching that shoulder out. Good, then we'll switch sides. Left hand is extended nice and straight. Cross the body, grabbing it with the right, and again, gently pulling, nothing forced. Starting with that palm facing backwards, thumbs up. And again, gently applying a little bit of force with that right hand. And then we're going to turn that thumb down. Get a little bit deeper stretch in that outer shoulder. Good, let's do this one more time each side. So back to the right. You can even pull it just a little bit further. And again, rotating that thumb down. Back to the left here. Left arm is nice and extended. And again, pulling that thumb down, gently pulling with that right hand. Shaking out those arms. Do a few wrist rolls here. Kind of stretching out those wrists back and forth here. Especially if you've been typing a lot. All of those palm muscles, fingers, and forearms might be a little tight. Good. All right, next I'm going to show you this next one from the side. Both hands are going to be behind your head. And then all we're doing here is we're closing. So those elbows are coming together. While I'm doing that, I'm also pushing my chin to the chest, kind of folding in like a nice little tight ball. And then I'm going to extend. I'm going to push that chest forward, push those elbows back. And then I'm folding in here. You want to follow this with your breath as you inhale. You open up, drive those elbows back, push that chest out. As you exhale, you fold back in. So bringing those elbows back together, chin to the chest, push those shoulder blades apart. Inhale, open up those arms. And again, we're just moving between these two. I encourage you to follow your breath. If that's too much to focus on, just keep your breath flowing here. And again, if one feels better than the other, I encourage you to hold it just a little bit longer. A few extra seconds. Good, we'll do one more each way. We're going to start working our way down our back. So we're going to do our forward fold, okay? So nice and slow. So take as much time as you possibly can, okay? So those hands are going to be on your thighs here. I want you to roll those shoulders forward first. Let them droop, okay? And then slowly tuck the chin to the chest. Slowly slide those hands against the thighs, down to the knees. Past the knees, down to the shins, allowing that lower back to round, okay? Going all the way to the bottom until you can't go anymore. And I want you to just hang out here, okay? So allow that lower back to round. Maybe you tilt left and right. And staying in this forward fold, allowing that entire torso to relax. And then I want those palms to grab maybe the shins or your ankles, okay? And I want you to pull those shoulder blades apart. So actively pull against the legs with those hands, pulling those shoulder blades apart. And again, maybe you can twist left and right. That lower back. Nice big pull, separate those shoulder blades. Good, relax here. Have those hands come back to your shins, and then now we're going to reverse it. So we're going to slowly come all the way up. So sliding those hands up from the shins to the knees. Again, taking your time here. Keeping those shoulders rolled forward until you get to the very top. And then roll it back. Good. Perfect. We're going to kickstand the left leg here. So we're going to kickstand it in front of us. And now we're going to do the left leg. Okay, so same exact thing. Take your time here. If it helps you to think about sliding those hands down your legs, you can, but allow those shoulders to go forward. Rounding that lower back, rounding the upper back, sliding down the left side. Stretching out that left hamstring. You want to keep that left leg slightly bent, so we don't want to hyperextend. We want to keep it nice and soft. So we stretch out that hamstring. And again, slowly working our way back up. Pulling those shoulders back on top of each other here. And then when you get to the top, we're going to kickstand right leg. Okay, so kickstanding that right leg slightly in front of you. And again, rolling those shoulders forward. All the way down that right leg. Take your time. Go nice and slow. I want you to feel every single muscle in your back and in your hamstrings and your glutes stretch here. Take your time, be mindful of this stretch. Relax that entire upper body, relax the head. Nice big hold again, that right knee should be slightly bent. Not too hyperextended here. And again, taking your time on the way up. Slowly curling that body all the way up. And rolling it out here. Perfect. Next one, we're going to stretch out our hips and our top of our legs. So if you have something that you need to hold on to, you can. I'll just brace myself against this wall here. I'm going to grab that left foot. Nice little quad stretch. We've done this one before. And again, just pulling that foot as far into that left glute as you can. Nice big quad stretch here. Good. Shake it out, and then we'll switch sides. Try to keep that knee pointed towards the floor, so don't let it flare out. Keep it nice and tight to the floor. Don't forget to keep your core nice and tight here. Keep it braced. Good. Last one we're going to do here, inner thigh stretch. So I want you to kind of get into our straddle position here. Feet are nice and wide. Your toes can be slightly pointed out, but we're going to shift our hips to the right. Okay, so just shifting those hips to the right. Okay, so both of my knees are staying straight, but all I'm doing is shifting those hips. Okay, then come back to center and then shift those hips to the left. It's a small, tiny little movement, but you should feel a nice big stretch in those hips. Good. So moving between these left and right. Again, not a huge movement in those knees. They're pretty straight for the most part, but we're just shifting side to side. Okay. Good. Let's do one more each side. This time, I want you to get that hand up and over. A little oblique. So inner thigh stretch and oblique. Entire core here. Good. Pushing back over to the other side, shifting those hips, and again, getting that hand up and over. Nice big low reach here. Let's do one more time. Back to the right or the left, whichever one you started with. Good. Last time. Shifting those hips, reaching that hand. Nice active reach here. Good. Shaking out those legs, and we are done. Happy Thursday. Thanks for hopping on here, guys. Have a great rest of your day.